Hi, I'm Colleen Larkin, and today I'm going to speak with you about co-sleeping. It's a topic that's really controversial, especially in the Western culture. And so I thought I would share some information just to educate ourselves on where some of the ideas around co-sleeping came from. And I'm going to reference an article by Dr. James McKenna, who is a professor at Notre Dame University and who actually studies mother-baby sleeping patterns. So one of the benefits of co-sleeping is that our children receive the warmth, protection, plenty of breast milk, and especially the emotional reassurance that we're right there next to them to support them. And there are actually plenty of studies on the psychology of this that all point to the fact that children who grow up in co-sleeping situations have better emotional health, are more responsive and adaptive to life at a later age than children who slept separately or didn't receive that emotional nurturing when they were crying at night. And so these are studies that we can reference, we can look at, we can educate ourselves around. And I think it's important to challenge so many of the beliefs that are out there, especially the ones that we often go along with without questioning. So one of the studies that Dr. McKenna came across is that much of our beliefs around co-sleeping are actually not supported, but rather are something that we've inherited. Um, in the Middle Ages, co-sleeping was extremely common, and in economically poor areas, especially in cities, it was actually very common for infanticide or intentional smothering of babies to take place. And at this time, the church actually put a law into place stating that parents were not allowed to sleep with their babies, that they actually had to sleep in a separate bed, separate from their children, because this was such a common occurrence that they started to believe that perhaps this was a way to prevent women from smothering their babies. At the same time, the practice of giving children both alcohol and sedatives to sleep for the night was also becoming really common. And this was a practice that most likely often led to the death of a child or infant that couldn't handle the amounts of alcohol and sedatives that they were being given. In this day and age, we would probably never give our child a cup of alcohol or a sleeping pill. But at this time, it was really common, and it certainly led to many children's death. So this was a practice, again, that the church created a law around. And from that time on in Western culture, women and mothers really began to start to put their children into separate beds. So that is one of the cultural things that is often not talked about, but it's just important to understand where these beliefs come from so that we can make our own educated decisions around how we want to parent our children. Another one of the benefits of co-sleeping is that there's more regular stimulation of the nipple. And under ordinary circumstances, what happens is that this actually produces hormones that block ovulation. So this is supportive of the infant in that it allows the infant to continue to breastfeed, the mother not to become pregnant until the child is ready to be weaned from the breast naturally, as well as it allows the mother not to become pregnant until her body is back to the ultimate state of maternal health where she has a sufficient amount of iron and fat in her body. So all of these facts and cultural history about co-sleeping is really just important to take a look at especially when we think about other cultures that co-sleep, Japan being one of them. Japan actually has one of the lowest rates worldwide of infant death, or SIDS, which suggests that infant co-sleeping is actually something that can protect against SIDS or infant death. So these are all studies that can be read further about, and if you're interested, you can feel free to contact me. I can share them with you. We know some of the supporting evidence that's out there, and it's really important that we share this information and get it out there to other mothers to help